Alright, guys, welcome back to another edition of JAYFABE Wrestling. And yes, we're again rebooking another Survivor Series. So this time we're going to look at Survivor Series 2012. And it took place on November 18, 2012 in Indiana with the attendance of roughly 8,500 and buy rate of 212,000. And let's get into the match card here. So we got Brodus Clay, Justin Gabriel, Rey Mysterio, Sin Cara, and Tyson Kidd defeating the Primetime Players, Epico and Primo, and Lord Tensai. And we got Eve defeating Caitlyn to retain her Divas Championship. We got Antonio Cesaro defeating R-Truth to retain his United States Championship. Sheamus defeating the Big Show by disqualification, so Big Show keeps the belt. And then we got Team Ziggler. That's Dario, Sandow, David Otunga, Wade Barrett, and Dolph Ziggler defeating Team Foley. We got Daniel Bryan, we got Kane, we got Kofi Kingston, we got The Miz, and Randy Orton. And in the main event, we have CM Punk defeating John Cena and Ryback to retain his WWE Championship. And obviously, we all know this was the show where the Shield made their debut. So an iconic Survivor Series moment here. And I would say this was an okay card. I feel like they should have had, maybe a couple more Survivor Series matches. Or maybe had like the main event, like CM Punk in a Survivor Series match here. Big Show versus Sheamus, it was solid. Team Ziggler versus Team Foley, it was pretty good. But, I feel like with just a couple of tweaks here, we can make this card a little better. So, yeah, guys, I'm going to get into my card right now. All right, first we got the Women's Survivor Series elimination match. We got Team Eve, so we got Eve Torres, Tamina, Alicia Fox, and Exana versus Team Caitlyn. We got Caitlyn, Natalya, Naomi, and Cameron. So, yeah, this is just, again, basic booking here. We got a face team, Caitlyn. She wants the title off Eve Torres. We can have Tamina and Natalya. They could have a feud based on, like, their history and being, fathers of some, like, WWE legends. So they can go at it there. And then, yeah, I could have Alicia Fox and Oksana kind of get jealous of Naomi and Cameron being like the new popular duo here. So, yeah, pretty simple build here. And I'd actually have Caitlyn be the sole survivor, last eliminating Eve. And this will give Caitlyn like a future Divas title match. So, yeah, should be solid, And it builds towards Caitlyn becoming the Divas champion. All right. Next up, we got Team Brodus. So we got Brodus Clay, Alex Riley, The Usos, and Yoshitatsu versus Team Cesaro. So we got Cesaro, Drew McIntyre, Hunico, Camacho, and Heath Slater. So yeah, again, simple build here. Cesaro is, claiming that, the USA is inferior because you got people like Brodus Clay here dancing. And Brodus can come out and say, you could talk about me, but don't talk about America. And then you could have Drew McIntyre, attack Brodus Clay and say, America has given me no chances here. And then Alex Riley could come and help out Brodus Clay. And then Unicorn Camacho could also, join the fray and say, they haven't gotten any respect from these Americans. And then the Usos could come out as well and say, although they haven't been given the chance, they respect where, the opportunities they have been given. And then Heath Slater can come out and say, you know what, screw USA, they don't even like my music. And then Yoshitatsu can come out and say, I'm very grateful of the opportunity I've been given. So, yeah, it's kind of like anti-USA versus USA, except like Heath Slater's on the heel team here. And I think this would be a good showcase for Cesaro. I'd actually have it be down to Cesaro versus Brodus and Alex Riley. I could have Cesaro hit the neutralizer on Alex Riley. And then Cesaro can do the swing on Brodus Clay. And then also hit the neutralizer, which will be very impressive and give Cesaro the win. So, yeah, this match is all about building Cesaro. And, you also get other people on the card. But the main factor here is, to build Cesaro. And I think it does that, especially with a big win over Brodus Clay and his team. All right. Next match, we got Team Ryback. So we got Ryback, Tyson Kidd, Justin Gabriel, Zack Ryder, and Kurt Hawkins versus Team Lord Tensai. We got Lord Tensai, the Colognes, and the Primetime Players. So yeah, pretty simple build here. Maybe I'd actually have like Ryback face the Colognes in a handicap match, and Ryback would win. And he's saying, "Feed me more," and Lord Tensai from behind could attack him, and the Colognes as well, who are still in the ring. So Ryback has to look for teams, but Ryback says he wants to do it on his own here. But then, Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel say, we had problems with the Colognes previously. We want in. So he says, sure. And then the Primetime Players, they attack Gabriel and Tyson Kidd and try to prove themselves to Tensai. Tensai says, yeah, you're in my team. And then Zack Ryder says he's on the team, but he says he has a partner in mind, and he tries to, persuade Kurt Hawkins. Kurt Hawkins says, no, man, you're much more, you surpass me. And so he's kind of feeling bad about himself. But Zack Ryder's like, no, man, we need you on the team. And they can have a 5-on-4 brawl. Kurt Hawkins finally joins the team here. So, yeah. And then again, like the match earlier was a showcase for Cesaro, this is a showcase for Ryback. Coming in, I'd actually have Ryback as the Intercontinental Champion. So I'd actually have him win the title at SummerSlam. And I would not have him in the main event of Hell in a Cell. So he would still be undefeated here. And yeah, I would have it come down to Ryback versus Lord Tensai, one of the Colognes, and Titus O'Neil maybe. And I'd have, Ryback, eliminate, let's say, Epico with the meat hook. Hits the shell shock on Titus O'Neil from behind. Tensai, he tries to go for the miss. Ryback ducks, hits Tensai with the shell shock. He marches around the ring. I know, in real life, he actually had a botch where he couldn't get him up. So hopefully he can get Tensai up clean here. So it's a nice finish. Ryback is a sole survivor. He's a reigning Intercontinental Champion. So again, these matches, I'm building these Cesaro and Ryback, but they're also mid-card champions. So, I want to keep the credibility on them. All right. Our fourth match, another Survivor Series match. We got Team AJ. So we got Rey Mysterio, Sin Cara, The Miz, Kofi Kingston, and R-Truth versus Team Vicky, Dolph Ziggler, Alberto Del Rio, Wade Barrett, Damian Sandow, and David Otunga. I believe Cody Rhodes was injured, so that's why he missed the show. I would have had him replace David Otunga if he was healthy. And yeah, just, kind of basing this off real life. AJ Lee became the general manager. In the summer, Vicky's really mad because she used to be general manager and she wants to get her spot back. And yeah, they did have a feud later on in the year where Vicky was spreading rumors that AJ Lee was hooking up with John Cena, stuff like that. So, you could have Vicky try to get AJ fired, and AJ says, if you really want me fired, Vicky, why don't you do it the proper way? Let's do it at Survivor Series. Your team versus my team. Vicky accepts. And yeah, obviously Vicky has Dolph Ziggler. She's managing him, so he's the captain there. And then he talks to Del Rio. They got that history there, the Hispanic connection there. Wade Barrett says, he's been getting screwed by, not getting the opportunities he wants in. And then Sandow and Otunga say, they're smart people. And they say they know that Vicky will be a much better general manager than AJ Lee. So that's Team Vicky's team. That's how they form here. And then Team AJ, Rey Mysterio comes up to AJ and says, oh, how bad Vicky is when she was general manager of SmackDown. I have previous history, and I do not want to go back to her being a general manager, so I'll be in. And AJ says, you know what, you're the captain here. And then Rey, he talks to Sin Cara, because I believe they started teaming up here. Sin Cara's in. And then The Miz is also in. The Miz kind of turns face here. You could have, like, Team Vicky trying to persuade The Miz. But The Miz, Dolph Ziggler's like, what's wrong with you? You think you're better than me? Why don't you join the team? And then Miz just snaps and attacks Ziggler. So he's in. And then Kofi and R-Truth are also in, because R-Truth thinks there's a conspiracy if Vicky Guerrero becomes general manager again. And Kofi's like, yeah, you're right. So yeah, I think this will be a great match. I'll actually have it come down to Ziggler, Del Rio, Rey, and The Miz. I'd actually have Del Rio eliminate The Miz with help from Ricardo here. He can distract The Miz. Del Rio hits The Miz with the Enziguri 1, 2, 3. Miz is out. And then Del Rio will try to go for the armbar. Rey can reverse it into a roll up, and he eliminates Del Rio, which is great. And I'd have the ref, get knocked down. But Rey's going for 619, hits it on Ziggler. He's going for the West Coast Pop. Big E will make his debut, because I know he debuted a little later in the year, but you might as well debut him here. He catches Rey Mysterio, hits him with the big ending. Ziggler, 1, 2, 3. Ziggler's a sole survivor. And just like in real life, Vicky, she eventually became the GM, I think, because AJ Lee did get fired. So, yeah. I think this is just a great way to blow off an AJ Lee versus Vicky feud here. Great way to debut a superstar like Big E. And great way to give shine. Again, Dolph Ziggler, although he's not a champion, he's still the Money in the Bank holder here. So, I think this would be a great match as well. All right, next up, we got the World Heavyweight Championship match. Sheamus versus The Big Show. So, just this match did happen in real life. So, I'll just keep everything the same here. They'll have a great match at Hell in a Cell where Big Show gets the win. And although this match did end by disqualification, I would actually have a clean finish here where Sheamus gets the win again. And after the match, Big Show could per se shake his hand, and then he knocks out Sheamus. Dolph Ziggler comes out, and I know I'm kind of rooting in a great moment that was after WrestleMania with the fans, but I felt like Ziggler should have been champion coming into WrestleMania. He has Big E by his side. He's soon gonna get AJ Lee as a manager, so I think this would have been the time to give Ziggler a nice run going into WrestleMania. And this could lead to a triple threat match at TLC: Big Show, Sheamus, Ziggler, something like that. But Ziggler gets the win here. I'd have him go for the pin. Sheamus kicks out, but then Ziggler hits a zigzag 1, 2, 3. Ziggler's the new champ, and I think this would be a great moment. Survivor Series, Big Show, and another big moment here, cash in. So, all right, let's get into my main event of the evening. We got Team McMahon. Yes, we got John Cena, Triple H, Randy Orton, Kane, and Daniel Bryan from Team Hell No versus Team Heyman, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, and The Shield, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose. So we just got to backtrack a little bit here. So Triple H and Brock Lesnar does happen at SummerSlam. Same result. Brock Lesnar breaks Triple H's arm, so he's gone for a bit. And then John Cena and CM Punk, they have their feud. Again, they were supposed to fight at Hell in a Cell, I believe, but John Cena got injured. Ryback replaced him, but in my world, I'd keep Ryback away from the main event picture because I still want to build him up. And instead of John Cena getting replaced by Ryback, Randy Orton is replacing John Cena. So at Hell in a Cell, it's CM Punk versus Randy Orton. And it looks like Randy's about to get the win. And this is where I'd actually have the Shield debut. I think it just didn't make sense for Brad Maddox to cost Ryback the match, and he's like not even seen in the storyline anymore with CM Punk. So you might as well, to me, have the Shield debut here. Makes sense. Hell in a Cell, they could rip the cell open, give Randy the triple power bomb through a table or something. Punk gets the win. And the next night on Raw, Vince McMahon could call Paul Heyman out and says, I know what you have done, Paul. I know that you summoned the Shield. You summoned these 3 people to interfere. Paul Heyman could come on and say, it wasn't me. And then Vince could get in his face. And then Brock Lesnar could come out and hit Vince McMahon with the F5. I believe he did it early in 2013, but I would have Brock hit Vince with the F5 here. And then the next week, you could have Paul Heyman and Brock, and then you have Triple H come out. And Triple H, he says he has a sling on, but then he takes it out and says, not anymore. And he attacks Brock with the sledgehammer. And then he's about to hit the pedigree on Paul Heyman. That's when CM Punk comes out and says, you don't touch my manager. And so, yeah. And then the next week, they could be, Brock and CM Punk could be attacking Triple H. That's when Randy comes out. But then, the Shield could come out and Paul Heyman makes a challenge. It's going to be Team Heyman versus Team McMahon. Vince accepts. Vince says he's got another guy back. And John Cena comes out. John Cena joins the brawl here. But they're still down in numbers. 3-5. And Vince is looking for 2 more people. And Dr. Shelby comes and says, my students are ready. And Vince is like, what? And he's like, Team Hell No. They're ready. And this is when they just finished their graduation. They hugged it out. And he says, they're ready to be a part of your team. And Vince is like, hell no? Hell yeah. And then, so yeah, that's how they make the teams here. They could have great promos with Paul Heyman, Vince McMahon, John Cena, CM Punk, Triple H. Oh, man. This is going to be a great match. You can give these guys 30, 40 minutes, to be honest. And, yeah, how I would book this match? Yeah, this is tough because, all these guys ideally should be kept strong because you got the Shield. They're new to the company, so they should definitely be kept strong. But you got Brock Lesnar, who also just returned this year. And ideally, he wouldn't have lost to John Cena, so you got to keep him strong. And then you got CM Punk, the champ. You got to keep him strong. But then you got Cena returning from injury. You got Triple H also returning from a loss. Team Hell No is pretty hot right now. So it's going to be tough to choose really who's going to go over here and how to eliminate people. But I think we can have... let's have the Shield triple powerbomb Kane. So Kane is out of there. Then maybe we could have Daniel Bryan catch Seth Rollins in a quick roll up, so Seth is eliminated. And then we could have Roman spear Randy maybe through at the announce table, and they both get double counted out. So it's down to 2 versus 3. Maybe you could have Dean Ambrose get himself disqualified. He clocks Triple H with a chair maybe. So and then Brock Lesnar takes advantage there. F5. So it's 2-on-1. And Cena puts a fighting effort, but, there's a go to sleep into an F5. Team Heyman wins. I feel going into Mania, you got to keep the heel strong. You got to keep Punk strong because, he's on this long title streak. You got to keep Brock strong. And yeah, you got to keep the Shield strong as well. So I think the faces could afford a loss here. And yeah, I think this would be a classic Survivor Series match. I'll run down the card for you again right now. So we got Team Caitlyn. We got Caitlyn, Natalia, and the Funkadactyls, Cameron and Naomi versus Team Eve, the Divas champion, Eve Torres, Tamina, Oksana, and Alicia Fox. And then we could have Team Brodus Clay. So Brodus Clay, Alex Riley, the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, and Yoshitatsu versus Team Cesaro. We got the U.S. champ Cesaro, Drew McIntyre, Hunico Camacho, and Heath Slater. Then we got Team Ryback versus Team Tensai. Team Ryback, we got the IC champ Ryback. Tyson Kidd, Justin Gabriel, Zack Ryder, and Kurt Hawkins versus Team Tensai, the Colognes, and the Primetime Players. Then we got Team AJ Lee versus Team Vicky. If Team Vicky wins, she becomes the general manager. So we got Rey Mysterio, Sin Cara, The Miz, Kofi Kingston, and R-Truth for Team AJ. And for Team Vicky, we got Dolph Ziggler, the Money in the Bank holder, Alberto Del Rio, Wade Barrett, Damian Sandow, and David Otunga. And then we got the World Heavyweight Championship, the Big Show, defending against Sheamus. And after the match, we got the Money in the Bank cash-in. Dolph Ziggler defeats Sheamus to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. And in the main event, we got Team McMahon, John Cena, Triple H, Randy Orton, and Team Hell No versus Team Heyman. We got CM Punk, the WWE Champion, Brock Lesnar, and The Shield, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose. So yeah, guys, that is my card. Let me know what you guys think. Appreciate the support, and peace.